Welcome all as we congregate to the greatest toy line in community, ever growing, ever changing. As we collect and adapt these figures to our own imaginations and embrace the fun, there's much to learn, especially if you're new to Mythics. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of New to Mythics. This is a special episode with my bros, the AMIGOS, and I just spelled AMIGOS wrong. I can see that right now. It's AMIGOS.
All good.
Sorry. Anyways, Matt and Eric, thank you guys so much for taking some time out of your Friday night and joining me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, always a pleasure hanging out with you guys.
We voted to have Eric behind the scenes, so yeah, he's going to be the hands and the voice behind the camera. He's our Joe Vass. Thank you very much, Eric. I appreciate that. So I had been wanting to do like a video about scale. I think it's something that definitely can be an issue for people that are new to Mythics. I think one of you guys had sent me in our group chat a video of Bill Dorklayer about how he broke it down in like 6 minutes of just the scale, and it's a perfect video. Maybe I'll put it in the comments so people can see a quicker version of what we're doing. But I don't know. I just felt like it would be something interesting and more, fun and conversational to see the differences when it comes to scale in Mythics. Because when I started, I had no idea. I didn't know that there was pop and swap. And then when I learned that, I thought, it was like Legos. You can just kind of, mix them all together. And that's not really the case. So let's get started on that. So Eric is going to be the person that is going to show the differences between the different scales. So I'm going to lob it to you, Matt. I'm going to throw it to you. Can you tell us what the different scales are?
So as you see there in the picture, we got Atlas, which that looks, I can't tell if that's the Kickstarter one, but you got your 1.0.
So 1.0 was the first size. That was a Kickstarter size. And they were all basically maybe not the same buck, basically. The same basic body size and type. So that's your 1.0, right?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's usually like the thicker or beefier. You'll hear like the Mythic enablers like to say beefy buck or beefy boy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's usually a thicker body. But all the original Kickstarter figures were 1.0.
Okay. So would you say that the 1.0 is the most popular?
I would probably say it's the most used.
The most used.
Yep.
I mean, I could be wrong, but that's just my opinion. I would imagine it's the most used.
Well, I'm sure like it's probably the most used, because when did the 2.0 show up? Was it a few waves down the line, or?
Yeah, I'm really not for sure.
That was the next Kickstarter. So that was the Advent of Decay wave, and that's when they introduced the female figures, which gave you that option for the 2.0 style body, which is Like for example, Juno here.
Yeah. So you could tell definitely that the size of the figures are much different scale wise.
Yep,
so
of course.
that is the 2.0. So there's the 1.0, which is the beefier, bulkier figure.
Yep.
And then the 2.0 is the more slender, which is usually, I'm saying usually because there's been a change, but usually it's the female and the elf and the goblin.
Some
Correct.
of the goblins, yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So we can look at a goblin example here. So this is the original goblin builder. And you see it's got the thinner, smaller body with that large, big old noggin.
Yeah, that's a beauty. So if we wanted to take the arms off of the goblin, it would fit on the Juno.
I would imagine. I mean, I never got into 1.0 swapping.
I've never done that.
I've never
done that, but I would assume it would with the thinner.
So those goblins right there are 2.0.
So this one right here,
Mhm.
this is the 2.0 thicker, thinner body. I'm sorry. And then this here is the thicker 1.0 goblin.
Okay. So for that species, they did 1.0 and 2.0.
Correct.
Just to give a more of a variety of the body types, different body types, I guess.
Yep.
If you look at the torso, compare the two torsos on the two,
yep,
you'll see the thinner like elf style that they use, and then the knight style torso.
Right. So the one to the right, I feel like I've seen in other like have I seen an elf body with that 2.0 chest? Possibly. Yeah, you can tell definitely the difference. Is there ab movement in that in the 2.0 as opposed to the 1.0? Yeah.
Yep, you've got that.
Does the 1.0 have that same type of movement or no?
No,
not at the upper chest area. It only has the bottom.
So they chose to cut it in a different.
Exactly. Yep, you got it.
Okay, so that's also a difference. I didn't know that either. So.
Yep. So you get more articulation
I'm watching.
from that. Yep.
I really like that goblin builder. I love that head. I guess they used that for gonks also, but it made it kind of a rustier.
Correct. Yeah, these are the original goblin builders, which is kind of it's ironic that the first goblin builder was a 2.0 and then they went back to the thicker 1.0 for the later goblin builder.
So that were you gonna say something, Matt? I'm sorry.
No, that goblin builder is one of my favorites. The skinnier, the 2.0.
I think I need one of those. Yeah. So that 1.0 goblin to the left looks very similar to a dwarf body. So are they kind of very similar?
Yep. Yeah. Pretty much identical, I'd say.
Okay. So maybe a head would be the only kind of change or the only difference for the dwarf and the thicker 1.0 goblin.
Right.
Yep. And you see a lot of people do that where they'll buy a bunch of these goblin builders and make dwarves out of them, or vice versa. Buy a dwarf builder and then make them into goblins.
Right. I do have a broken down chess piece for the 1.0 and the 2.0. And you can see also that the holes for the 2.0 is much smaller, much more slender than the hole for the 1.0. It's got that bigger, that bigger hole right there. So definitely not something that you can.
That's a dwarf body there. I just popped his head off.
Okay.
So it's
very similar to the 1.0 goblin, basically. It's kind of a short, stocky build on that.
Yep.
Now, thank you, Eric, for showing those. Yep. Thank you, Matt. Has there been a slender dwarf, or have they all been basically the same 1.0.
You got.
I'm wondering if Ragna looks like she might be smaller.
You got Torgen, which is he's still got that.
Let me grab Ragna and take a look.
Yeah, I got
Show off my new to Mythics T-shirt.
Oh, nice.
Come here, Ragna.
Oh,
I feel like Ragna is
underrated.
Smaller, yeah, because she's got the smaller, waist.
Yep.
So they use basically the goblin, maybe the goblin legs and bottom piece, the hip piece, and then the upper is like their classic female.
Right.
Yep.
So very cool. So as far as I know, you said Torgen maybe also a.
No, he's got that muscular 1.0 chest.
Like
might
us.
be the same chest as
Similar to us.
Atlas. Yeah. The six pack and everything.
Yeah. So I guess what I'm saying, or what I'm kind of learning, is that the species may not stick to one body type,
Right.
And we find that more as we progress into newer waves. So Matt, what's our next? So we did 1.0 and 2.0.
We can. I guess we could segue into that 2.0 elf there.
Okay.
Yep.
So
So
some people get confused, and I wish that they would change the terminology. So
I know where you're
there's
going.
1.0, 2.0, but then there's also 2.0 versions. 2.0
Correct.
version means that the figure has been an updated figure, usually a new sculpt, new everything. So what would you say, like an Atlas? Has Atlas been so Atlas for the new wave coming has been this is version, then there's version 2 of Artemis, version 2 of Volgar.
Yep.
So it's been done. I don't think they changed their body size.
No, they're more or less just calling them, from what I heard Jeremy saying, version 2, not 2.0 or anything like that, because it is confusing once you start going Atlas 2.0, because then the people that really are following Mythics are like, no, it's not a 2.0, the technical. I've heard just version 2 Aza, version 2 Atlas, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm sorry, Eric. Okay, you can grab those again. I apologize.
No, you're good. So this is the elf, which is in the slimmer 2.0 style body. I think it works really well for an elf.
Yes, beautiful figure too.
It is a good
figure.
That's on my Christmas wish list.
Yep, and then this is Lord Bardrick that has the thicker 1.0.
Okay, I was just
body.
about to ask. So that figure is a 1.0.
Correct. Yeah.
And you can also tell too by looking at the chest. So on the green elf ranger, he's got that crunch again on that chest. He's got that barbell kind of chest piece that gives him the upward motion, and then the 1.0 to the right has that solid chest. Because I don't think I discerned that before, that there was a difference in the cut or the the construction of the figure. I just figured that the holes would be different. I didn't realize that the chest was a different thing there. So this is an example of two of the same race, basically, but different sizes. So one.
Yeah, and you could tell drastically too how much bigger the feet are.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you could really see that. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I never looked at that before. That he's got kind of like Asa small feet. He's got like the
exactly
Artemis shoe size.
Yep.
I don't think I've ever seen that. I've never really thought about comparing that.
Yep, and even the hands. The hands are much larger.
Yeah.
So it's the 1.0 is, I would say, kind of much easier to get to stand because of those large feet,
Yes.
because of those Shaquille O'Neal size 22s. And then sometimes, you find with these smaller 2.0 feet, it can be difficult to get to
They've got the
stand.
smaller surface
Exactly.
feet.
But I mean, the great thing is 1.0, 2.0, they all look great together. I mean, and it adds a nice variation to your shelf
Yes.
where it's not all the same size, because as humans or mythical beings, everything is varied. So I like it. I like the mix up of different sizes, and I hope we see more of that as the line grows.
I do too. I was gonna throw a curveball question.
Yep.
Do you guys anticipate, or can you think that, or maybe do you think that there might be another scale in the future? And if so, what scale do you think that might be?
Giants.
Giant.
Like dragon size, or like giants, like bigger than a troll, kind of humanoid?
Or just somewhere between half giant and troll size. I mean, because you got the half giant over here, and then you got the troll back there. So if they're saying that's a half giant, then where's the giant?
That's a damn good. Yeah, that's very very observant. Can we see the half giant?
Of course.
Can you bring that bad boy up? That's one of my favorite figures too.
I agree.
I want more accessories and stuff for him. I want more beards. I want more heads.
I mean, this is just incredible.
He needs more love and more.
Look at that shield.
Like goat head, like, or bull head hammer. Look at that shield. Look at that.
To me, I mean, that is my favorite mythic accessory that's ever been made. That shield. I just love that.
It is wicked. Sure. Now, did you glue the horns in?
I absolutely did. Because they would have fallen off already 15 times. So.
That's like my Crotus. His horns just like they just fall out right out of his head.
Yeah, I mean, but this guy, he is just
yeah.
It has such a presence on the shelf. I love this figure.
No, I do too. Yeah,
that would be ogre scale, right?
Yep, that would be ogre scale.
Okay, so the half giant, so that figure is a half giant, basically called a half giant, and so he is considered ogre scale. So all other ogre scale figures have been basically that figure, just painted differently, correct?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, you have the ogres. That's the vampire. You have the ogres for the orcs. You have the Archimedes, which is that blue ogre,
and then the new one from the new wave.
Yep, and then you have I have the shadow Equidron here.
Can we get a side by side with that one?
Yeah. The only thing is, it is on it's one of the few stands that I use because.
Is he top heavy? I don't have one of those.
Yes, top heavy has
gold. I like the gold.
No, that has a silver.
Okay.
And then you got this. Let me move over these Rangers and bring over the big boy.
So this is also ogre scale.
Yep.
Okay, so they're all ogre scale. So
yeah, and then I can do that also, just to give you an idea, if you can see.
Okay.
I mean, it's
about 10, a little bit less.
Yeah, about 10.
Yeah,
that's where they're about.
So before the Arachagore body, Scourge, Arachagore,
yep,
the figure to the right, was the body the same, like on the Quadron and the half giant? Same body?
Yeah, I believe they're all the same body.
Okay.
Let's see.
So that's basically ogre scale.
Yep.
that has the
Yep.
upper crunch.
Let's see if he's got the upper crunch, which he doesn't have.
No. So he's kind of built more like a 1.0,
Correct.
just on a bigger scale.
Correct.
So maybe they've improved the ogre sized figures.
Yep.
I'm wondering if the new, let's see if I have a picture. If the new the frost ogre, what do they call it?
Frost Giant, is it?
I don't know if I have a picture of him or not.
And you say the next scale. I'm still curious if they've got to use that bear mold again, right?
Yeah.
So what scale would that be considered if you want to even put it in a scale, right?
Yeah, so that's kind of like, it's like a hybrid, I guess. Yeah, so it's hard to see if that one is using the same chest as the original half giant.
Right.
He does
I
look
would
kind of
almost
hunched.
assume it is.
What was that, Matt?
Yeah, I agree.
I would almost assume it is the same as
Yeah.
the Archimedes and the ogre, and just to go back to the old version.
Yeah, I agree.
Which is okay. I'm okay with that. I like Eric. I do love that figure. It's a beautiful, beautiful figure. But I would love for them to update or maybe do a new sculpt. And then a half giant would be awesome. I mean, a full giant, an actual, full size giant would be sweet.
Yeah. I mean, how cool would it be to have some giant barbarians?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Heck yeah. That would be awesome.
So we did jump to the ogre scale, but we skipped over brute scale.
Yeah. So let's go backwards. Sorry, I was curious about the half giant, but yeah, let's go back.
Not at all. Yeah.
So the size above the 1.0 basic figure is brute scale. So brute scale is larger, but not significantly larger. Can we have a comparison of 1.0?
I want to see more in this scale.
Yep.
What?
Hang on.
Take your time. Take your time.
Uh-oh.
Man down.
All right, he's getting moved.
Take the break. He's taking a 5. Yep. Go get some lemonade. Okay.
Maybe that gives it a good size comparison.
Perfect. Yeah. So height-wise, definitely. Size-wise, between the 1.0 and the brute is it. I mean, it's, you could tell. I really like this brute size. I hope that they will do more figures in that size, because I really enjoy that scale.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking more forward to more of this scale.
Yeah, so that is brute scale. So none of the other figures will have a 1 point, a 2 point. So it's basically 1.0, 2.0, and then it starts going into the names of, ogre or brute or troll size. So that is your brute. And I think on Bill's video, or maybe it was Jeremy's, they said that the brute and the 1.0 is basically swappable. I don't know if you guys have tried.
I have not.
I haven't tried, but I think I've seen some swaps where people take like the body of the centaur here, Arfarius, and they put some legs on him and make him look like a standard figure. Because that's also, I think this was the first mythic brute scale figure, the body on Arfarius.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think I saw Will White did a review, Billy Beige, on Tharnog, which is another brute-sized
Yep.
orc. He's an orc, correct?
Yep.
And he put an orc, a regular 1.0 orc head on the brute body, and it looked a little small, but not too bad. Not too bad. It was an acceptable thing. But yeah, I like that brute body. Very cool.
Yeah, I can grab Tharnog and a standard orc if you want to see that comparison.
If you have it, if you don't mind grabbing it, I don't want you to knock over your table or do anything crazy. But if you can,
all good. No, it's right behind the table. Let me go grab
let's
it. Let's
do it, baby.
Yeah.
Meet up. So Matt, how are you today? How was your day?
I'm doing well. We actually tried a new pizza place today, and it was pretty good. It's a brick oven. Right, as soon as you walk in, they have this big brick oven, and you just order what kind of pizza you want. It's all fresh.
I skipped dinner. I'm hungry. That sounds
local
wonderful.
local ingredients. It was really good.
That sounds delightful. That sounds really good. I'm having leftovers, by the way.
All right, I'm back.
Thank you very much, Eric.
Yes,
anytime, man. Yeah, anytime, guys.
Also, Eric, when you get Tharnog out, will you put that 2.0 goblin in front of him to show that scale droppage?
Yep.
Good idea. Thank you.
Okay.
I think this is interesting because it's, it's educational, and also you can see the differences between the two. Eric's got all the figures all queued up, and we're able to see the differences between the figures.
Look at that furry guy.
Yeah.
I love Tharnog. He just has so much going on.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not a big fur person, but sometimes it works. Oh, my lady right there. Look at you, man.
That was for you. I knew you wanted that one.
Yes.
And then you said the 2.0 Gobby.
Yeah, put the 2.0 Gobby in front of him.
The thinner guy, huh?
Yeah.
Let's see if I can not knock down Tharnog.
Got a horde right there.
Oh, how's that?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So to the left, we've got a 2.0 female body.
Yep.
To the right is a 2.0 goblin. To the right of him is a 1.0 orc.
Yep.
And behind him is a brute scale orc, Tharnog.
Yep.
So, did you say you wanted to pop off ahead? Is that what you said, Matt? Did you want to do that?
No, I just wanted to see that goblin in front of.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to show that goblin in front of.
Yes, huge difference height wise. He's almost half the size of the brute scale figure. Awesome.
Yeah, they look awesome together. I mean,
yeah.
The brute scale. I definitely want to see more of that brute scale.
Yes. Yep. Yes, more of the brute, definitely. So for the newer wave, they're kind of and also in Cosmic too, I've noticed that they're starting to make some female figures in the 1.0 with, I think it was Kern Ray and Vorga from Cosmics, and then Nieve in Mythics.
Yep.
Am I forgetting another female 1.0? I think that's it so far.
No, the only one I knew of, I don't follow Cosmic too much. The only one I knew of was the Rising Sun's Neve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Vorga was the first. She's kind of like a big badass machine gun. She's the one that's
with that big weapon, right?
Yes, yeah. The one that they gave to the heavy gunner for this new.
That's cool.
heavy gunner figure that's coming out. Yeah, it was Vorga's gun. So yeah, that's super cool. Yeah, I love the brutes, and definitely, and I love that they're changing up the scales, you know, for the sexes or for the different species and stuff is cool. So after that, so there's kind of hybrids also. Eric has a centaur.
Yeah.
Right there. Can you move the other figures kind of aside so that we can get a good eye bead on that centaur?
Yep.
Please, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nova's coming in for love. She wants some scratches and some love acknowledgement. I love you. You my good girl. You my good girl. Beautiful, beautiful. So that body, the head and the chest and arms, is that brute or is that 1.0?
That's brute.
Okay.
That was like Eric previously mentioned.
Okay.
It was the first brute scale that we got.
Okay. So it's kind of a preview of what was to come in the line. So that was our basic first brute. What was a first official brute scale figure? You guys know?
But they both came out at the same time, Tharnog and
Calazier.
I think it was the cosmic figure, Canox.
Oh yeah, you might be right, Eric.
Yeah,
yeah,
you might
be right. He was
not by very.
I do not have him.
No,
I've got him also. If you want me to grab him.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
I mean, you can, if you want. You didn't know you're going to be redoing all your shells tonight, huh?
All good. They needed to be dusted anyway.
I just redid mine today, so we're even.
Do you have a centaur? I don't have that centaur. I was looking at one today. I was at my buddy's comic shop today, and I thought about it, and I'm like, but I didn't.
I hear a lot of hate on him for some reason, but I dig him, especially if you like that faction. He's definitely a prominent figure in that faction.
Yeah, I can definitely see
which
the
one,
size.
Afarius.
Oh yeah. I said it before. Yeah, I said it before, Farius, that I kind of passed over him for a while, and found a good deal on him, picked him up, and he just looks awesome with the flock.
Yeah,
he does. That's what I did today, was rearrange and faction based all my figures, and getting the flock together. Just it looks so good on the shelf.
Nice.
Yeah, they do.
Nice. Yeah, and so
I think Afarius needs a cape, though, Eric.
I wish they would do more soft
with
goods
glitter
and more accessories for that for centaurs. So we're finally getting another centaur with the Ashes of Agmendor wave next year. So
yeah,
and that body is the same basic body as a horse, as a steed body.
Right.
Okay.
Yep.
Sweet. Okay, so I think the only so that I guess that would be considered the centaur is kind of a hybrid, using the horse body and a brute body. So I guess that doesn't really have a size classification. I think so that would be considered, I guess, a hybrid. And I think the only other one would be Slog, that kind of has his own size. Oops.
Uh-oh. Froze up on me there, Schmurf.
Yep. A little choppy.
Problem. Is there any other size that you guys can think of besides the troll size? Is there any other ones besides that?
So we did the 1.0, 2.0, ogre, brute.
I mean, we can look at a horse and just, you know, see the centaur versus.
Let's do that. Are they the same height?
Yep, pretty much the same thing. It's just
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, basically the same things. They're changing maybe the legs or the bottoms of the legs. Okay. And that head would just pop off, and the chest could just go into the headpiece for the horse.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
This piece here.
Yeah. You don't have to do it. I was just curious. I appreciate that, sir.
Yeah,
Okay,
no
so
problem. And we can actually see the two magicians from the Poxus wave.
Okay.
I think that's a good representation too of a 1.0 versus a 2.0.
I agree.
It's very clear here when you look at the thickness of Zende here.
Yeah, because kind of upon first looking at it, you don't really think that they're different sizes, really. I mean, the cloth goods kind of cover up.
Again with the, you know, look at that.
Yeah, but you can tell with the feet to begin with also, yeah. And see, I'd never really noticed the difference in the feet, so that was kind of eye-opening to me. Yeah.
So, Greg, you had I missed it, torsos, and you showed the bottom.
Yes. Yep.
Did you have a 1.0 and a 2.0 torso?
Yes. So I've got the female and male. So the 2.0, and you can tell there the size there.
Yeah.
And then
that's an actual plug.
Yeah, and then
that's a plug, and then that's a ball.
Yeah. And then the neck also. So they're basically not compatible. 1.0 and 2.0 are not compatible. You could probably make it so, but I think there's a neck adapter that came with the Valiant Knight that I think you can use between the two, I believe. I'm not sure. Do you guys know about that?
Yeah, I actually just had a Valiant Knight out messing with him. But yeah, he does come with a separate, a smaller neck plug for the other heads.
So you said that you had a Valiant Knight that had is there an adapter that it comes with?
Right. Or? So he comes with this one, but he comes with a smaller one too. So if you want to put, you see the difference there?
Yeah. So I guess you could put a like
a goblin head, a female head,
goblin elf female head on there, which I've never done. I need to check that out.
I've never done that either. I was thinking of making a Valiant goblin, which I thought would be cool. But it got me thinking why we was down there for a minute to show other neck pegs as well. So this here is a dwarf neck peg.
Interesting. So all dwarves that have humanoid type heads, not helmeted heads, have that, or do they all have that?
They all might.
And then
have to really pop the heads off and see.
I have one here. I just picked one up today.
And then you have your fixed
a Legion
neck
builder.
Peg. You got a fixed neck peg as on Belphegor here.
Okay. I wonder why they decided to do that.
I'm really not for sure. Of course, my Belphegor's missing a loincloth I've lost somewhere. I don't know. Can't find it.
Eric, can I get a comment from you, man, about
you got the female neck peg there as
Not
well.
missing the loincloth. I think.
Yeah, I'm wearing it right now.
that would probably cover it up.
So this one also does have that neck peg piece.
Yeah.
And I wonder what the reason for that is. Does it change? I wonder, like the posture or the
yeah, it makes it more forward.
Kind of more hunched forward, and
I think it might be to help with that beard or the bigger head. I'm really not for sure.
Because he does seem more kind of less necky and more, kind of maybe not hunched over. Well, maybe he does look a little forward. And I think that Gonks also has a special or unique type of.
He does. Yep.
Neck peg. Let me grab him real quick.
I got him.
Talk
right
amongst yourselves. You got him?
Yeah, he's right here behind me.
If he's grabbable, go for it.
Yep.
I'm looking at mine too. Can you pop his head off and we can take a look-sees?
Oh. He has something I never noticed that he has.
Mm-hmm.
Let me deconstruct him real quick here.
You don't have to. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to.
Now, I never noticed this.
Yeah, because I had heard someone say that the neck peg was different for Gonks, and I don't know why.
Slightly different. Well, it's quite a bit different.
It's kind of forward.
It is forward, but it's extended forward. So look at that.
What do you think the reason for that is?
Clearance.
Maybe it changes the posture.
I think that and just clearance with that helmet and the body type, maybe.
Yeah.
So here's your side-by-side comparison, if that helps.
So that one, Matt, to the right is for a regular dwarf.
Yep.
So it's the ball is on a smaller protuberance.
Yeah, this ball is a smaller diameter as well. Yeah.
Very interesting.
Maybe it helps clear the larger pauldrons, maybe?
Yeah, that could be too. That could be too. That's cool that they, invented neck pieces that can adjust or help.
Right. Now that's got me wondering if that neck peg is used anywhere else. I've never noticed that neck peg until just now.
Yeah, I had heard it somewhere, and I didn't take mine off to check. Very cool. And I love that the Valiant Knight came with two different ones. I know I'm backtracking a little bit, but I think that that's super cool that they did that.
Yeah, that Valiant Knight just came with so much. He had a good loadout.
Good stuff.
With hands, and I love the hands on him. The multiple hands that we got.
You like the hands on him?
I like the hands that he came.
Oh, okay. I thought you said you like the hands on you. But you like the hands on him.
I mean, they're not bad.
They're beautiful.
Beautiful hands. Yeah, he should be a hand model for sure.
Wait till we get the new Knight Builder.
Yes.
I know.
Now, speaking of that, I have a picture of that. Let me see if I can. Here we go. So, let's see if I can find the right.
You just had to throw the as in there, huh?
I did. Yeah, I did. So, with all that this comes with, sorry for people that are like, well, what about the scales? We'll get back to it. We'll be right back to it. There's only one scale left. Jeremy had alluded, I don't know if you guys caught that, but he said that it comes with a lot of extra pieces, but don't worry about that something is coming that might be part of this, or might be you can use some extra pieces for the night, the deluxe night extra pieces. Did you guys catch that in the I think it was Mythic Conversations, but I could swear he said it twice.
Your
latest Mythics, or
Did you guys hear that before?
Video?
Yeah, I think it was on. It might have been on the reveal video, and I know almost 100% it was on Mythic Conversations.
Yep. Yeah, it was. I heard it. It was a couple weeks ago, because that was one of those statements that definitely caught my attention.
There's
Um,
more to come. There's more surprises.
yeah,
there might
I
be
think
something
I think
night-related.
because some fans, collectors, I know myself, I was thinking that, wow, there's a lot of parts here. Like, there's only so much I can use. I'd imagine we'll probably see like a reinforcements wave at some point, and there'll be a knight there, just a basic knight for 27, $30 or whatever. Look at that beauty. Yeah, I think we'll see a basic night builder for 27 to 30 something dollars, and
Yeah,
you can just pop all these parts on there.
I would love that. Yeah, because if you think about it, there's Goblin Legion builders, there's Dwarf Legion builders, Orc Legion builders, and we do have the Gold Knight, and the Red Shield was kind of a reissue.
Yeah,
but there's nothing really else, is there, that I'm forgetting that's just a basic knight besides Valiant Knight?
the Templars, kind of.
Right.
And I think that, and maybe they're adjusting, because I don't know if they realized how popular the Valiant Knight was going to be. I've spoke to some people in the studio, and they've kind of alluded that there is no more Valiant Knights. Like, what they made was what they had, and they sold them all, and we're not seeing them on the tables anymore. So I'm wondering if maybe if they have like a Valiant type knight, like a Legion builder of like the Valiant Knight, so that they can mass produce and it can be officially part of the wave, instead of it being kind of an odd, only released at Legion's Con and then at the cons. Does that make sense? Am I just talking out of my ass, or
No, it definitely makes sense. I mean, with all the new knights coming out.
Yeah. Because I think it's fun to have like a basic, like somebody said today, one of you guys on the chat, army building. A lot of people like to have the main guys, but also it's cool to have extras for backups for battles and whatnot, and for customizing too.
Yeah, those are like some of my favorite things to army build: knights, goblins. Yeah, I love army building those type of characters. So I definitely be all in on a reinforcements type basic knight where we could just throw these pieces on. Yeah, it'd be fantastic.
Yeah, because it comes with like 3 different. It's got the 2 different hip like plates on the sides, and then it's got the like the what would you call that, right next to the chest piece there. It's kind of like a waist. I don't know. It's almost like, well, okay, here's something. I wish I had a pointer to show you guys. It right next to the top left, the skirt on the left, that waist piece to the right looks like a 2.0.
Yeah, it does.
Like that hole in that, how like the chest, the chest, how it's got like that kind of flared thing there. It kind of looks like it would plug right into that piece right there. So it could be, maybe there's more. Maybe they're gonna, give us an adapter that we can maybe turn it into a female Valiant Knight, which I've been hoping and asking for. I don't know. We'll see. And what's that piece that's below the bottom left? Is that like a belt piece? It's like right above the far left helmet.
Yeah, it's another waist piece, but it's more of a belts, like
Yeah.
Like leather.
Yeah. So a lot of cool options. They're giving us a lot, and for $60, man, shoot.
Yeah, that was
Yeah, you
one.
gotta come
I
up
couldn't
there.
go all in on this wave, but that was one I had to get.
Yes. Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys what kind of pre-order did you guys do for the Ashes?
I went for 2 of this Night Builder and 2 of the Goblin sets. And I'm sure eventually I'll probably down the road pick up all of them.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I went with one of the goblins, one of these, one Azza,
My
version
man.
2, and the cat. I can't think of his name.
Kaipacha.
Yes.
Kaipacha. Yeah, I did mostly the same thing. I did Kaipacha, the Knight, Azza, and Yosef. And then my buddy Brett had pre-ordered. He did an all-in, but didn't want Shui or Azza. So I'm like, I will take those off your hands. So.
Yeah, we were talking, Greg. I mean, I spent a good amount of time adding things to the cart, removing them, adding them, removing them. It was so difficult because at the end of the day, I do want almost all of them in the wave, but of course, we got to factor finances and whatnot.
Life, bills.
Yeah, exactly.
My car took a crap. The brakes were squeaking. So yeah, I totally get that, dude. I had to do life first before I.
Yep.
And I think it's cool that they did give us a month, but life happens. Sometimes it takes time to recover from big bills and stuff.
I mean, like Eric said, I'll probably end up getting all of them down the road.
Right. And that was something that I had to convince myself. And same thing with Legion's Con is you get so excited about a wave and you're like, oh, I got it, you know, and if you can do it, do it. But if you can't, it's okay. You've got a year, first of all, before they come out. So you can pre-order them somewhere. You can contact Ishwar. My buddies Finn Guerrera, they've got, their own retail thing going. You can do that. You can do Big Bad Toy Store. But also you can go to cons. It's a lot of fun to go to these cons and see some awesome people like yourselves and pick up the figures at table price, which is the best. I was looking at figures at my buddy's shop today and I was like, should I pay for this now or should I wait until IshCon and pick it up? And I did buy the dwarf, but if you're patient, then you can get what you want. Sometimes you just can't get it all right then. So
yeah, and there's always the cabal. There's
always
collectors helping each other out.
Yes, yeah, because some of those guys go heavy, man, and then they've got some regrets and wish that they didn't buy 6 all-ins. So, and we'll be there to swoop up.
Listen, if you guys ever want another Valiant Night, just let me know. $100, they're yours. No problem.
The low price of $100.
Yeah.
Plus shipping.
Plus shipping.
Oh, yeah,
exactly.
Of course.
I'm not paying.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. Low price. And I tell people that, like, Valiant Knights, Lee Jays, some of these figures that they made, short runs of, their value is not going to go down.
Right.
I don't think so. I could be wrong. They keep saying, even Bill has said, once the Knights are out, then the Valiant Knight will go, to the wayside. And I kind of disagree. Sorry, Bill.
Yeah, I might have to disagree with that too. I mean,
okay, the show is over. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. You don't disagree with the host? No, I
said I disagree with Bill. I think it'll stay with.
Thank you for agreeing.
Yeah,
I got t-shirts coming. for you guys.
I dig it.
Yeah.
I think it's just a unique figure. And I hope, like I said earlier, it would be great if it was added into the rotation or into the actual, waves of figures. So that, because they're fun to have, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those figures that you have it on your shelf and you just grab it and mess around with it because it's just so much
And
fun.
I think that's that aspect of army building that maintains the value, because if you look at
Yes.
the Templars, right? The Templars are still going for a decent amount of money for a figure that's fairly easy to get.
Yes.
And now you have the new Templars coming out in All-Star 6. Is it Necronominus too? There's a couple. I know Sir Elijah, and
Yeah,
there's another
All-Star
one.
6
Yeah.
has a few knights, and I think Necro has a few knights too, doesn't it? Sir Andrew and
Yeah,
Enoch.
exactly. So I mean, but once figures like that you're army building, they get in your collection, typically people don't sell them at that point. So you just continue to add to the army and
Right.
build it, so the value kind of maintains.
Yeah.
So
definitely.
the last scale for tonight is the troll.
Yep.
Troll size. Can we get some of those troll boys up to the forefront, please, sir?
Yep.
Take your time. At your leisure, sir. Yeah, I would love to see more scales for figures, whether it's smaller. I'd love to see more fuzz monks. I'd love to see more races of creatures. And I think that they're working on it. I know that they listen to us. I know that they respect our wants. And I think that they will. They just have to go through the model of, waves, of that, releases and the waves and all that stuff. So it takes a while. I'm sure they've got all kinds of fantastical creatures coming, but it's just a matter of waiting for it to arrive. So can I get the old classic tape measure and
Yep.
look, can we see how tall those bad boys are?
Yep. I
Please,
got
sir,
you.
please.
Yes, sir. All right. Let's see if this will get it. I can back up a little bit. Hang on.
So about 11-ish.
Yep. Yeah, about 11 inches or so.
And that's the stone troll to the left. Correct?
Yes.
Yep. We got the forest troll right here.
Okay, I didn't see him. How we doing, sir? Looking good.
Forest, stone. You got Brontis, and then the ice troll.
Which is your preference? You too, Matt.
I gotta go with Brontis, Noble Bear for life.
I really dig the stone troll myself.
Stone troll. I'm gonna go with the snow one, the ice troll, because I like the head with the horns. Has any of the
it
other
does look.
trolls had that head?
Forest troll has that head too.
Correct.
Can we
yes.
see that one, Eric?
So I have this head on it.
Okay.
Because I like to have them. I like for all of them to have their own kind of unique
Yes,
head to them.
absolutely. I just didn't know if that it came with that other head. So at
It
least
does,
I have
yeah.
two options, because if I get a troll, which is the only scale I don't have, yeah, see,
There you
that's
go.
nice. Matt, you are correct with the right head. But I get you, Eric. You want to have different. I get you.
Exactly. Yeah. And the weapons are really cool. They're so different. Like,
Now,
check that
Brahma,
out.
I think, has the coolest weapon.
Oh yeah, yeah, I agree.
What's Bronis's weapon?
Really cool. It's I guess it's another troll that he defeated in battle.
So he's using body parts as weapons.
Yeah.
I respect that.
There you go.
That's pretty fresh. I've never seen that before. That is super cool.
Yeah, really cool. Nice. Chain.
And I love chain. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a hidden fetish I don't know about, but chains, it just, I love it. I think it's so freaking cool, man. Yeah, Brontis. Yeah, I need to figure out which one I'm gonna go for. Real quick.
The answer is all of them, Greg.
Okay. Good answer. Good answer.
Yeah, right.
Now, I read something about there being issues with early iterations of trolls in their body. Have you guys heard anything about that?
I have not. I mean, I've seen some for sale, like arm falls off easy or something like that. But I mean, there very well could have been, but I don't recall seeing anything like that.
I don't remember what it is I read, but there was something, and they adjusted it, or they fixed it in future released figures.
I'm not for sure. I want to say, and Eric might be able to correct me on this, but aren't all the at least maybe the shoulders are ratchet joints?
Oh, let's find out.
Let's find out. Oh yeah,
sounds like it.
Love that ratchet. Just early. Look at that, man. That's some shelf presence too, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to really like understand how big these guys are. I mean, they are massive.
So that they measured at around 11 inches, which was also the height of the half giant, I believe, was 11 inches also. Can we get that half giant out there and do a little size comparison? Look at you, man. You just grabbed it, dude. You were there. My man.
Oh.
Shield down. Okay.
But the horns didn't fall out.
Yeah,
no, they didn't.
I was thinking the same thing. So he's a little bit shorter, I guess. With the antlers would make him taller.
Yeah, the antlers he's taller, but
yeah.
I mean, but you can see, just look how massive.
Yes, that's a lot of plastic, man. Yeah, he could sweep him up in his arms.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the size difference.
You're just rubbing it in Matt's face.
He is.
It's a beautiful figure, though.
It's not working.
That is a beautiful figure.
Buy me.
I actually have one in my cart on eBay, but I was like, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff in my cart, and sometimes I'm afraid to accidentally, click quick purchase, like Amazon. I don't know if they have it anymore, but they had that quick buy, one click, and that would mess me up because I would be like big thumbs and like, oh no, everything's shipping tomorrow. No. Excellent. Yeah. So we've got on screen, we've got Troll, we've got Ogre, we've got 1.0, 2.0, and just one Brute. If we can get a Brute in there, we will have all scales. I mean, all of the standard scales. So I don't know if do we get the Ogre next to the Brute? That's kind of an interesting size there comparison. Can we see that real quick?
Sure.
Please, sir. Always with the please, man.
That stone throw was getting kind of friendly with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cozy. So there's a difference. I mean, and those are not compatible. I believe the Ogre is not compatible with any other scale, as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's too large.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet. So height-wise, very similar on the. So here's a question: is there different heights within the 1.0? And I'm not talking about like, he's got a taller shield or the crest helm or something, but are they basically all the same height in the 1.0 figures?
Hair might put it over on some. I'm really not 100% sure on that. I was going to say put that Atlas by that Bardrick, but Bardrick has that weird head too. So
yeah, they've got the hair that makes them a little bit taller. I was just wondering, because I'm wondering if they would do any kind of maybe leg, like length of leg. You know how like one of the cosmic, the gray figure has longer shins to make it, a taller figure. So
right.
I'm wondering if maybe the 1.0 would have, shorter shins or taller shins to make the figures taller or shorter. Just another way to make, more of a variation within the
right. It might come down to the, like you said, the legs and the torso. So you take a naked torso like Atlas, and then you go to one of those barrel-chested knight torsos.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking completely on of not knowing, but I would imagine that bare-chested torso is taller than your barrel-chested knight torso.
Yeah, I think you're right. And I think I had heard Joe Vasapola mention that like the Valiant Knight has a smaller, more condensed chest. And I don't remember what he said why, but
It'd probably be to get that range that it get.
Be just a variation in size. No, there you go. We there? Sorry. We good?
Yep.
We're good.
Okay. I think we've got the scale down. I think we've gone through every scale type. Can you guys think of any?
No, it might not have been graceful, but we got through it.
Yes, that's right. This is our special Mi Amigos scale episode. I just wanted to do something educational, like I did the shipping thing with Diego, but I would like to do more episodes that kind of focus on specific topics. I love to hear people's stories about how they got started in the line, but I also want it to be helpful for people that are new to the line and are curious about the differences, or so we can do future episodes too of different questions. I think I sent you guys a list of different topics maybe that we could tackle. The amigos can tackle and show some wisdom and some truth, and
maybe even learn a thing or two ourselves. So
I did. I learned a lot. I was definitely educated, for sure. And I gotta thank you very much, Eric, for being the man behind the camera and pulling out all your wonderful figures and showing us the differences. That I think that hands-on and being able to see, comparing this to this, I think that really helps. I mean, for me, I think it does, because you can tell when you put them next to each other, you can really see the difference.
Right.
Yeah, I think like Dork Lair's video was awesome. That 6-minute video,
Yes.
Straight to the point of the differences. But even for me, owning all of these, I've never put all the scales next to each other and really compared them in scale.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun. It's fun to actually play around with what I have on the shelf and
Yes, I had a great time.
Yeah, and hopefully it's informative for anybody that's
I think so. I would watch
yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna call it a night. I know, Eric, you've got to work tomorrow, you poor bastard.
All good,
I
man.
appreciate you. I thank you so much, and thank you, Matt, so much.
Anytime.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Greg. I always appreciate hanging out with you guys, and
Yeah, man.
Whatever I could help you guys out with, and always ready to help anyone in the community.
You are the man, and we appreciate you, and thank you guys so much for being on here and taking the time and being generous with your information and your figures and your time. I appreciate that so damn much.
Yeah, thank you.
Always, man. Yeah, thank you guys. Let's do this again sooner than later.
We didn't get to see that handsome face this time.
Yeah, let's do it. He did a quick walk by when he went and got a figure, but let's see that. Let's see that bald head, man.
All right, hang on.
Put the pants on.
Don't stand up.
He's got the loincloth on. There he is.
There he is.
Did you get it?
Got it.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you for the people that have subscribed and followed. I appreciate it. I hit 100 subscribers a few weeks ago.
Congrats!
Just really honored. I think we're at 107. I don't. And people say I don't care about that, and I mean I care because I'm happy that people would watch it, and people like my buddy Andy looks forward to it. He sends me a screenshot of I'm watching it, and I'm like, thank you, thank you for just taking the time to watch it. I have a good time conversating with my bros, and I just have fun. But I want to focus more on helping and information and stuff. Being new to Mythic and all that stuff. So I want to start having more of these kind of videos, and I appreciate you guys so much for helping. Thank you.
Anytime, man.
Yep, absolutely.
Cool, man. Cool. Anyways, well, you guys have a good Friday night. I'm gonna have a burger, and to the people watching or that will watch, thank you guys very much again. I appreciate you, and have a good night. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Peace, guys.
Remember, friends, to always have fun, be curious, share, and enjoy what this line has to offer. Come for the toys, but stay for the friends. Good night, and thank you very much.